guys. So what do you think? What do you think of REBar? Good. Good? Excellent. So, okay, so what I want to talk about, I touched a little bit about it up on the stage earlier today, but I had this great idea from this wonderful guy down in Toronto who's from Vancouver, Washington, that is, and his name was Gail Chumley. And he basically was blogging for 365 days out of the year. So every day he would pick a different place and he would write about it. He'd take pictures with his iPhone, he'd do the video with his iPhone, and he'd upload it right then and there. Okay? And so I thought, well, this is a great idea, especially if you want to get, to know the places that you are surrounded by every day that you sell real estate. So if somebody says, hey, you know what, how's Ray's Bakery? I couldn't tell you, I've never been there. Where do I get my shoes repaired? I couldn't tell you. Or how about that waterfalls? Did you hear about that place? I couldn't tell you. There's a lot of things I couldn't basically, I've never been there. I've never done any of those things. So I thought, hey, you know what, this would be really neat to blog about it. But little did I know how challenging it could be when you do this. The amount of time that you need to put into it to make it really, really good. And so before I started, I finished in Toronto, came home, like, okay, well, how am I going to do this? Because I don't want to do quite exactly what everyone else is doing. I want to make it a little bit different. So I basically thought, okay, well, what have I done in the past with my videos? So I incorporated a lot of different ideas with a title for the video. I added, if I sat down to talk with somebody, I would kind of interview them, So what made you decide to start this business? Or, hey, why do you like walking on this walking trail? Or whatever it was. And so I'd take pictures of people, I'd do video of it, and then I would kind of mash it together and come up with a video that I could be proud of. And go, wow, that's really neat. I want that to be like an online diary of Orangeville. So I went over to WordPress, signed up, got a free blog, about 2 minutes, and it was done. I spent probably about half an hour just kind of customizing how I wanted, dragging, dropping boxes. It was very, very simple to do. And then, all right, well, let's go out and, see how it's gonna work. So I was a little bit kind of freaked out at the beginning. I thought, well, what am I gonna do first? So, well, I'll just go to the park. If I go to the park, no one's gonna be there. I don't need to talk to anybody. I could just try it out and see how it works. So I went out there, got my video camera, took some pictures. Went, okay, well, what do I know about the park? Well, I know it's got a skateboard, there's a skateboard park there. There's tennis courts, they play baseball here. And it's located basically in the central part of Orangeville. So I took pictures, and then I got my video, I got my iPhone, and went, hey, it's David Waters of the, hey, it's David Waters of the, am I going to be able to get this done? So after about 4 takes, I said, okay, this is the last one. I'm going to post it, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to do it. So I went ahead and said, hey, this is David Waters of the Dufferin County Real Estate Guide. Today's day 1 of the 365 things to do in Orangeville and Dufferin County. So I'm at Rotary Park today, and the reason I'm at Rotary Park is it's a really neat park located in central Orangeville. Blah, blah, whatever I said, right? That was great. And then I took it and I posted it to YouTube, and then took that little link. When you press share, it gives you a link. Copied and pasted that into my blog, wrote a little bit about it, uploaded some pictures, and bam, it was done. Great. Now what am I going to do? Well, I need a Facebook page. So I went over to Facebook and set up a page, which took me all about a minute. That was all done, pretty simple. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to make the 365 things to do in Orangeville and Dufferin County. So I set that up, and I thought, well, I'm not going to put the Dufferin County in there. I'll just leave it as Orangeville. I mean, it can encompass the whole area, but I just wanted to keep it as central as possible, right? So I did that, and I noticed while I was doing that, there was another gentleman who had 365 things to do in Dufferin County. So I went over and I took a look, and he hadn't posted in a long time. And I thought, oh, an early adopter, but didn't move any further with it. So then I started to research a little bit more, and I noticed there was a lot of other places. Stratford, for example, it hasn't been posted since February. Nothing going on. 17 people like the page, but there's nothing going on. So there's no engagement happening. So keep it nice and simple. Let's put it all together, and so I did. So I took the URL link, right, www. And then the extension. I pasted it over into the Facebook page, which said link. Click the link, put it in there, press attach, typed in what I wanted to say, post, and it was done. All to the tune of no people. Nobody was there to look at what I just did. So I thought, well, I'm just going to keep on doing it, aren't I? So I did. The next day I did the same thing. And I started to build, people started to connect, and I told my friends about it, and told, hopefully Google will pick up somehow or other, and sure enough, it started to build and build and build, and to this day now, there's 1,017 people that have liked the page. There's a lot of engagement that happens back and forth. It's a community site where there's video, there's pictures, there's all kinds of great things. And yeah, well, this is the hub. This is where the blog, this is where everything exists here. This is not Facebook. Facebook you can get to. If they came across this, if you just typed in 365 things to do in Orangeville, you'll find a number of posts that'll take you to this page, okay? And when you go to this page, I added a plugin on the right-hand side, 365 things. This is one of the plugins that you can get, that you can put in. So if you come across this and go, wow, this is a really cool site. Okay, well, I can go ahead and click the like button. It's grayed out because I've already liked it, of course. But then you can, they can like it, and then in their news feed, you can see every time that I post. And there's different times that you can post that gets the most impressions. And sometimes it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 7:30 at night, 7:30 in the morning. Just depends on when people are going to work and that type of thing. So it's kind of experimental when you want to post that onto Facebook. Okay? And there's analytics behind all of this that shows you, how many times the post is being viewed. If you can set up Google Analytics, it can tell you where your people are coming from and things like that. People post their comments saying, this is great, I love it, this is wonderful. But this is only just one side. This is just a blog with a bunch of pictures and a bunch of words. So after I do the video, I then go ahead and I embed the video to it. So people can come along and, oh, hey, I'm going to click on that button. And then they play the video. Okay? So I'll show you what this looks like. Oops. So this is what one of the videos looks like. I use iMovie on my Mac for that. Yeah. Hi, it's David Waters of the Dufferin County Real Estate Guide, and today is day 132 of the 365 things to do in Orangeville and Dufferin County. Today I am profiling the Lavender Falls. And the Lavender Falls is located in North Dufferin, basically north of 21, up the Mulmer on Langton Town line. Now, the way you get into this place is a secret. It's private property, I think. I'm not too sure. In the back of the kind of crazy to get to. But anyway, I got up here and I was wanting to show everybody the beautiful things there are to do in Dufferin County. There's so many things to do. And this waterfall, it must be probably, maybe 100 feet. It's huge. Maybe it's more. No, you can't hear this. And the amount of water that comes off this thing is crazy. If you stand behind the falls, it's this rush of water that's coming at you. It's amazing. And, I encourage you to come on out and enjoy all the things that Dufferin County has to offer. If you stop the car and you just listen, the nature's fine. One of these special gems just around the corner. So I encourage you to keep on checking out Dufferin County. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can find, and I actually had people. No one owns the water. You can actually, I was able to just walk up the water and I'm on private property, but I just couldn't tell people where it was. That's one of the jewels of the area. Not many people know about it, and a lot of people have asked me, "Wow, I remember I was there when I was a kid," or "Hey, that's really cool. Can you tell me where it is?" I'm like, "Well, I can't tell you online." Right? I can get you in because I know one of the people who own the property next door to it. So, they can get me in, right? Right? So that's one thing. Now, and so this is what it would look like on Facebook, right? So this here is the blog, right? So posting it out there, I can then go ahead and type in what I wanted to say. This comes directly from the blog. It sucks in the data, and I copy the link over, and it puts it right there. And then all of a sudden, people can start commenting on it. And once you start having engagement, then you can start engaging with people and then have conversations.
On your regular page or your fan page?
This is the fan page or the business page type of thing, right?
Those are random people that are making comments?
Yeah, I don't know who these people are, but now I've engaged with them. And to give you a little story, I was walking down a trail that I was going to be profiling, and I walked along, I'm being polite, and I walked by this couple. We were walking hand in hand. And I said, "Hi there, how are you?" And they said, "Oh, wonderful, thanks." And I continued on, and then all of a sudden I heard, "Hey, David." And I turned around, and people, you're the guy that does those videos, those 365 video things. And I said, "Yeah, absolutely I am." Like, "Oh, wow, that's really cool. We watch your videos all the time, every time you post them to Facebook. And what are you doing today?" So I had a half-hour conversation with this guy, and little did I know, he was getting ready to list his house. And he goes, "You know what? Can you come on over and maybe give me an idea of what my house is worth?" So I went over to his house, I listed his house, I sold his house, helped him buy another house, and then he referred me to his sister. So all in that span, and that was 15 days in. I've only been 15 days in doing this, right? Yeah.
Okay, now question, you didn't have any information about your company on that one, so is it you just do it every couple or what?
So basically on the blog itself,
Oh, okay, they just go back to that.
right, on the blog itself, there is a little thing, agent profile just on the side. It's small. I'm not here to be famous.
No, yeah, but if it did see in the video, that's all.
Exactly, it's there. So I can make reference to it, and on my living in Orangeville, there's some videos in there. Sometimes I forget to put them in because I do them late at night. So it just all depends on which one. Once you see one, you'll see them over and over again, and people already know me. So the other day, I was filming one of the parks where the tennis courts was. And there was this kid, and he's like, "Hey, my mom watches you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, the 365." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's." So it's kind of neat. So another thing that you can do and have engagements with this is if you go ahead and you take a photograph of something. So you're driving along, you're busy work, you're showing houses, and you're in between appointments, and you go, "Wow, that looks kind of neat." You can go over to that particular item and just take a picture. And Dale talked about that. He started doing it. Just take a picture of whatever it is, and then you can say, "Where was I today?" People start commenting, right? So you could offer a prize too. You could say, the first person to tell me where I was today wins, a gift card for movies, right? Yes.
So you're saying there's no mention of your business in there at all?
Yeah, this is right here.
I can't see it.
It's all about the community. It's not about me. It's not about me. Mine's a subtle, it's there, but I'm not talking about real estate. I'm just talking about what there is to do in the community, right? Engaging with local business owners. See, here's another thing. If you go to a business owner and you walk into a restaurant and go, "Wow, you know what? I've been coming here for the last couple of weeks. The food is really, really awesome." They love to hear that. But then if you go ahead and say, "Hey, you know what? I'd like to do like a little write-up about you guys and put it on my Facebook page." "Wow, really?" So yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. You want to sit down and maybe we can do a quick interview? "Wow, that'd be great." Right? So now you've engaged with them. You sit down with the owners. Next time you go in, they're like, "Hey, David, you know that video that you did? Thank you so much." Oh, and then they start telling their friends and their neighbors, "Gotta check this out. This is really cool. This is what David Waters did from REMax. He's a great guy." Gets out there, right? Because I took the time to invest in a local business who I go to visit, on a day, maybe not on a daily basis, but I interact. I can send clients over to go eat at his restaurant. So if you can kind of engage people online, then you can kind of send them off into the real world, and then they can connect with those businesses and whatnot. So someone said to me, "How long does it take you to do this?" Well, it all depends on what I'm doing and how much I know about it. So if I go to a restaurant and I don't know anything about it, I may want to sit down and eat. Maybe take a picture of what it is that I'm eating, and then write about what I ate, and then maybe do a little interview with the person, And then if he doesn't have a Facebook page that I can link back to, then that starts up another conversation. So I may be there an hour. Sometimes I may be only there 15, 20 minutes. Just all depends on how big, how busy, that type of thing, right? So to make the video, it takes me all of about 20 minutes. I can put it together, wrap it up, the whole thing, probably maximum about an hour. And it's got an online legacy 24 hours a day. It's there all the time. Anyone can see it, anyone can view it, and it's not going anywhere. So it can kind of work for me from a standpoint of somebody that doesn't know the area. They're like, hey, you're the local expert, you know what's going on in the area. You've seen your videos, and it's really cool. I like that, right? I like people who are attached to the community. So there's 3 platforms. There's YouTube, there's a blog, and there's a Facebook page. One where I can engage with people online, people can watch the videos, and then on the blog, people can also engage on there as well. So there's like 3 places.
So I'm sorry, and everybody else may know this, but what's the difference between a blog and Facebook?
A blog is basically like a website, except you can actually have interactive conversations, you can easily embed videos, and things of that nature. Facebook is a platform of social media, okay? And it's different in terms of you can't really design how the page looks. It's this is the way it's going to be. You can do a couple of extra things to it, but it's just how it is. It's a product.
So on a blog, do you have to be putting something on there every day?
Now here's the thing. It's all in your DNA. So if you're a person who wants to blog or is good at writing or is good at video and this is something that you want to take on, great. If you don't want to do any of those things, don't. Don't start something that you don't feel comfortable with. Learn about the technology first and figure out if it's something that you actually want to do. Because your passion will come through. So if you see this as being a chore, like, you know what, I really don't want to do this again, then maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not in your DNA. I came from a technology background. So, I was a project manager and business analyst for years. And I look at this and, well, it's just fun. I love doing this. Because, clients say to me all the time now, like, hey, now I know what there is to do. I don't have to go scan and looking for that email that you sent a year ago saying that you can go to these few places. Now, I send this to all my friends who want to move up to the area, and then they can see what there is to go ahead and do. So it all depends on your comfort level. Okay?
Can you show us your blog? Like, can you show us something there that you blog?
Yeah.
Like, it's different than on YouTube, is it?
Yeah, so basically this is the blog, okay?
So that's where you type in information?
So yeah, so on this, obviously it's not, it's all kind of behind the scenes, right? So, without going into the details, I could go up here and go, I could type, I'd have to log in.
So what's it say? We're too far back to say.
So basically it just says, day 32 of 365, Lavender Waterfalls. Today, I'd love to highlight something that you don't see every day. I was growing properties in North Dufferin County, and after the last showing I thought, it'd be an awesome day to go for a walk in the woods. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm about 5 minutes away from Lavender Falls, and it's down in the valley of the Noisy River, right? So just basically say, hey, I was over here, I was doing this, and I'm making it like I'm a real person. It's like an online diary, in a sense. So every day for the next year, I'm going to know exactly where I was, what I was doing, type of thing in my business. So I mix in, I was working that day, and then during my day, I had an opportunity to go ahead and check something out because I was in the area. Okay?
And then the YouTube is the video of YouTube.
And the YouTube is the video, yeah.
So the video is not on the blog, it's only on...
YouTube, yeah, the video is embedded in. So basically what I do is I type in my blog, what I want to do, put in my pictures, and then it's done. Then I work on my video, put my video together, which takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I upload it to YouTube. When it's done, it gives you a link, and then that link I can go over into my blog, and I can go paste, go publish, and then it goes ahead and puts it in down here.
How do you link this to your website? Because WordPress is separate from your website, right? Because I'm just thinking, my website has a blog part of it, but I don't know if I need to do a separate blog.
Who are you using for your website?
It's Ubitor.
Yeah,
that'll work.
You could do that. You could do that. You just need to
get better backlinking. You'll get a better backlinking with a separate blog.
Yeah.
That link there, every time you post a link on your blog, if it's separate from your website will start going up in the search engine.
Yeah. Remember, can I pipe in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ubitor is great. It's one of the best websites out there, but Google owns YouTube. And what's the most searched engine in the world? Google, right? So if they own where you're hosting your stuff, that's how it all comes around, right? I don't know if you're here this morning, but I showed you how searching keywords on on Google will pop up my website. Well, that's how I do it, right? So I would always recommend using YouTube to host.
Yeah,
always.
YouTube to host, but work at a WordPress.
Yeah. Well, you can. Yeah.
You can use WordPress. You can use a Blogger.
A blogger?
Well, it's called Blogger,
Okay.
which is owned by Google as well. You could use TypePad is another one.
Squarespace.
And
There's
so many different.
Weebly. There's
blogs
lots
to
of them.
use.
But WordPress is the one to go to if you talk to anybody here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Thanks.
This is interactive, right?
Okay, so then I have another question. This setup that you have here with these pictures, does your blog look like that every time, or do you have to redesign it every time you blog it? Or are those 3 pictures in those 3 spots and the words go that way?
Nope, not at all. I can do however I want. So I can make that picture appear on this side. I can make it appear however I want, because every day I'll just create a new one, and it's all brand new, it's all blank, it looks like, you know, an empty sheet. And I can start typing in, and then I go, okay, insert picture, to the left of the words or to the right of the words.
Yeah.
How big do I want, big or small?
Okay.
So I could put in a tiny little thumbnail in this little section here if I wanted. I can make it however I want it to look in this section here. This top section and this section, that's the page customization that you can set at the beginning, or later on if you want.
And you do this in the 29th and 30th hour of the day, right?
It all depends on how busy my day is throughout the day. Because I time block my day
Okay.
and how I'm going to operate.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes I don't do this until 8 o'clock at night. I come home. See, and I love doing it. See, it's not work for me. I think it's just fun, right? And because it's fun, my passion shows through, and then people, you know, will have the benefit of being able to see that. I have realtors in my area that look at this stuff and go, wow, I didn't know that existed. That's really cool. You know, it's about sharing. We're in a society now that the more that you share, the more you receive, but you receive it in so many different ways. And that's why this session here that we've had today is so great, because you're able to share ideas with other realtors who I hope you'll share that with others.
So what are you going to do after the 365 days?
Start all over again.
Year number 2.
I don't know yet.
The next.
There's always something.
Okay.
Right?
You could always repost.
Well, I wouldn't repost because there's still so many other things still left to do.
I
So
think you could ask other people in the community, hey, what are your thoughts? Get people involved. in it
absolutely,
so that
because
you
I have
can-
engagement now. I got all those people that follow, and I have so many people commenting all the time. I'm able to ask those questions. Another thing that what you can do that I'll be doing is once I get up to 1,500 people who like the page, we're going to have a scavenger hunt. We're going to call it the 365 Things to Do in Orangeville first annual scavenger hunt. And all the businesses that I profiled will be part of it, and we will be able to, so I'll have all these riddles made up, and we can go, we'll meet in, you know, the first place I was at Rotary Park. We'll meet there, and I'll have envelopes for everybody, and everyone will read a riddle, go to one of them. So if they've been following, right, they have to be they have to like the page, so that way there's this whole interaction going on, right? So, and then the business owners have already pitched in, you know, yeah, we'll put in $50, or we'll put in a gift card, or we'll do this, and this is what the grand prize will be, right? Will it be an iPad, or will it be an iPhone? I don't know. It just all depends on where we go with this. So again, it's all about creating engagement, creating an online community that you can then take and transpose into the real world. Okay?
Yeah, like if you've been here all day, you're hearing the same themes over and over, right? Content in context. And don't feel like because you put something out there, somebody has to do something back. We put it all out there for free. But it works. David's monetizing on it. I'm monetizing on it. It does work. Put it out there and people will respond.
Do you have to respond to all those people, though, that are responding to you?
Okay.
When do you sell houses?
Okay.
Create
So all these
create
people-
conver- I do great.
So all these people that, and I learned this with from a number of guys online. All these people that like the page, I do my best to reply back with a thank you message to each one of them.
Absolutely.
A personal message.
Yeah.
Because again, you're taking it to the next level. When was the last time that you liked the page and then you get a Facebook message saying, hey John, thanks so much for liking the page. You know, I really do my best to put out good content and really help the community and whatnot. If there's any way that I can help you in your business or whatever, you know, don't hesitate to ask. You have that engagement. Now, every time that I post, they're going to look for it. They'll actually scan and say, hey, Dave didn't post it. Oh yeah, there he is. They'll actually look back. And I've actually had people say that to me. Oh yeah, we didn't see it, but then we looked back in our posts and there it was. So people are always watching. They're always engaging.
Can I respond to? No, we don't have a lot of time to do this stuff, but this is a lot more fun and just as productive as knocking on doors for an hour. Or 2 hours or whatever, right?
Absolutely.
And it doesn't take as long as it sounds. Once the platforms are set up, it doesn't take long at all.
I think originally when I first started to get it all set up, because I didn't know how it was all going to come together, I didn't know which platforms I was going to use. Yeah, maybe, you know, it may have taken probably about 5 hours to finally, okay, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. But all I have to do is just reach out to my Facebook friends and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Does anyone have any ideas? Boom, boom, boom. People are answering right away, you know, because they know me, like me, trust me. They want to engage. I've asked my friends a question online, and they put me in touch with certain people. So if there's a question that I didn't know the answer to, I'll just ask everyone, and boom, I'll have an answer by a couple hours later. So it's kind of nice that way. So again, you're not alone, right? There's always other people that are willing to help engage. And anyone online doing this stuff would love to engage with you. Questions?
Okay, so if I'm thinking of maybe doing like 52 things, so it's like one a week.
Yep.
It's not so consistent. And part of that reason, I don't know, what I might do is kind of cheat a little bit. Like if you want to go, like say you're here for the day, you might not get home in time.
Or
So
might
do
and
you
cheat.
maybe do a couple in a different day and then post them every day? Like
Okay.
that's
Very good question. So do I do a number of posts in one day and then just kind of release them when the days come?
yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to go on vacation,
Change your things.
so if you're going on vacation or if you got some things where you need to go and you're like, oh, I'm time pressed. Again, time block, right? This is farming, essentially. It's like doorknob, right? So it's a lot more fun. Okay?
Absolutely.
So what you can do is, yeah, you can go ahead and film it on one day. Hey, it's David Waters, Stratford County Real Estate Guy, blah, 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 and then done. All right, great. Take a couple of pictures, do a couple of pans, back and forth, and then I'm okay. So then when I go, and then I'll take out go in my car, do Superman, get in a different shirt.
Yes.
Hey, it's David Waters, Stratford County Real Estate Guy. Today is, and then it's the next day. And then it's the next day. And then it's the next day. So there was one day I was going away for a week. So I had 5 shirts in my car, and it like the Superman changed 5 times just to make sure that I wasn't wearing the same shirt. Right? You don't have to do that. Because originally I wanted to be real authentic, and I wanted the day of this is the day. But I was going away for a week, and I went, oh, now what am I going to do? That's okay. So I can't. So basically, I filmed them all, made the videos all up that one night, did all the posts, and said publish on this day at this time. And you can do that. That's how you can do that in WordPress. So you can set up either publish now or set a date
So there you go. You
to
take,
publish
so
out.
what you're saying is if you do that, say, take half of a day,
Yeah.
do 3 or 4, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. Like I haven't done mine today. I don't have
I was
any.
wondering what you were going to do.
I've none today, but that's okay because on my way home I'll stop off and go, hey, you know what? I haven't been in here, and I'm going to meet someone new. I'm going to help someone new, and they're going to know who I am. So I'll go ahead and I'll have that engagement. And then most of the times there's other people in the store who go, hey, you know what? I've seen something like that. And then another dialogue happens. And then now 2 people have got my business card, and I'm connecting with them.
Add them to your business directory on your website.
Right? So then, again, it's this whole online networking, real-life networking, all made possible when you do something you love to do. So I'm going to show you one other one that I did, and this one's got I did a voiceover, okay? And this is with
All of our products are imported groceries and candies from the United Kingdom. We feature things like Walker's potato chips, or crisps as they call them in the UK. Cadbury's Dairy Milk Chocolate, which is actually an entirely different product to the Cadbury's Dairy Milk Chocolate made here in Toronto.
Hi, it's David Waters, the Dufferin County Real Estate Guide. Today is day 106 of the 365 things to do in Orangeville and Dufferin County. Today I am profiling Blighty's Tuck store, and I'll tell you, this is one English store that you'll want to come out and check out. They have kinds of different chocolate bars from the UK, from fudge to double-decker, to minstrels. They got the crisps. They also have mushy peas if you like mushy peas. And you know, they have a lot of different kinds of rock candy from Blackpool. They also sell T-shirts. They sell souvenirs from Britain as well, little flags and mugs, all kinds of different things. So they actually have a lot of different things from the UK. Try to come out, talk to John. You know, the place has been here for 6 years, and you know, it's a really neat place to come check out. So if you're looking for something different, from a chocolate kind of store, or a store that's pretty much got everything from the UK, come check them out. So again, you're probably noticing that the videos are short. They're less than about a minute and a half. I like it to be shorter, but sometimes you know you want to add in all the filler and make it so it's fun, because you don't want to see a talking head all the time, right? You want to see pictures, you want to see video, voice overlay. It's really simple to do, and there's other products. If you're using a PC, you can do this as well. So there's other products out there. So keeping it all nice and simple. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. You know, I took an idea, talked to Dale, he said, hey, you know what, you should do this, because I was telling him about other things I was doing. And so I've been doing it every single day for 146, 148 days now. So it's not a hard thing to do. Any questions? Oh, come on, there must be another question. There.
Could you do it just as a Facebook page too, rather than embedding the blog into Facebook? Like, could you just do it as Facebook?
Absolutely, you could. But then what kind of engagement do you have with people? Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, no, because you're trying. One of the things that I like to do is I like to use the power of Google and the power of video. If people see the video of you physically at that store, instead of just putting a link to someone else's site. Yeah, absolutely. So if you didn't want to go ahead and put that YouTube video out if you create the video, you could actually embed the video itself into the Facebook page.
But what does work well is on the YouTube video, embed backlinks back to the businesses in the description, which will help increase your Google results.
That's right.
Yeah.
Another big thing too is like when you wrote Lavender Falls, if you Google that right now, I'll almost guarantee it, his blog article will be under Lavender Falls. So it's really cool. If you do that on your Facebook, you won't get that dynamic happening.
It's just one thing that search engines like is that everyone can be SEO optimized and everything else. It's simple to do. Just type in the words on a blog of your area, right? So for me, it's Orangeville, right? And then you can have all these other little parts of Orangeville that are in there. Yeah, I was showing houses in blah blah blah. Yeah, the real estate market is so and so in Orangeville. Hey, it was really cool because I took a look at Lavender Falls. All those are key words, and they all funnel in. And I dominate the search engines for that area for a lot of what I'm doing. There's no one else doing what I'm doing. So it's, yes.
So you upload it to YouTube and then you put it on your blog and then you go to Facebook? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because once the blog is posted, I can then take this link right here, Dufferin County Real Estate Guide, WordPress, blah, 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 this whole thing. I can then take that link here and then go over to my Facebook page. I can go here and see how it says link right here. I could click on link. I don't know how well. Here we are. And then in here I could just go ahead and paste that in. So I'll show you. I'll do it exactly. So I'm over here. There's the blog. And I'll go Control C. And I'll then go back here. Oops. So then I can go Control V, Control V, and then I can click Attach. And then as soon as I click Attach, it will then go ahead and suck in the data. And then I can go ahead down here and type in what I want to say. And then I go post, and it's done.
So what would you type in what you want to say?
Day 146, the 365 things to do.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I can just type in whatever I want, and then I just keep it going, right?
Okay.
And then it's there, and then you can see after a couple of days, you can see all the impressions that you're starting to get on that site, or on that particular link, how many times it's being shown.
Other than for the obvious reason of having your own personal page and your fan page, why do you not want to blog and put it on your personal page versus having this fan page? Because I'm hearing different opinions.
Well, I'll give you an example. Everyone that's liked the 365 things to do in Orangeville is because they want to know what the 365 things to do in Orangeville are, because they've liked it for that reason.
But they're not your friends.
They're not my friends,
Okay.
right? They're not my friends, right? They're people who have a common interest as to what's going on in Orangeville. My friends on Facebook are spread out from all over the place. I got people down in the US, I got people over in Europe, I have family members. They couldn't care less. So I don't want to spam them. I don't want to get unfriended or, hide posts, right? So I tend to keep things on my Facebook page personal and what's kind of important to me other than farming. Because that's essentially what this is. You're door knocking, but you're door knocking in a certain way. You're doing it because you like to do it, which is what I do. I think it's great because I learn something new every single day just by doing this. It gets me at, see, how many of us, sometimes you just don't want to leave the house? Raise your hands, right? You don't want to go out, you don't want to, so you kind of hide away from the world, right? But with this, it gets me out. Like if I really don't want to grow, but as soon as I get out there, I know I'm going to feel good. You get out, you can make connections, talk to people, and people will notice. And when you start filming, as soon as you hold a camera up in front of your face, all of a sudden people kind of stop and go, oh, what's he doing? I had one lady, she stopped on the street, because I was in front of the hair salon, I was getting my hair cut. And, I did a little post, and this lady walked, and I was kind of looking at it. She stopped, waited till I finished, she goes, young man, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm doing it. Wow, that is so cool, I've never seen that before. She goes, what is it? So I told her. And next thing you know, I got an email the next day. She goes, David, that's awesome. Now I'm watching it. So you can make real life connections, online connections, and again, people don't want to know, hey, what do you do for a living? Or how many times do you walk into a place and, hey, I'm a real estate agent, I want your business. It doesn't work. None of that stuff does, right? But if you do things like this, people are smart. They'll see what you're doing, right? I say that in Dufferin County Real Estate Guy. They know what that is. They're not idiots, right? You can make the connections.
So when you post it on the fan page, can you say you like it and it goes to your personal wall, because I'm just wondering how you get that person to go to, say, Zora, because that's Emma's like 400 people.
What you can do is you can also go ahead and use the ads, right? You can use Facebook advertising, right? So you could do that if you want, right? I went ahead and decided, no, you know what? I just wanted to do it a way where I'm not advertising, doing that. I always wanted it to be raw, authentic. If you like it, and it'll get to whatever number when it gets there.
Okay.
And I know some people, they spend a lot of money to get it up there. I tend to just let it just run natural.
Yeah.
And eventually, now, am I going to run an ad maybe to boost it up to 1,500 so I can finally do this scavenger hunt? Yeah, I may. But you can do whatever you want to go ahead and you don't have to. You can let it go viral. If there's other sites, so I'll give you an example. If you live, where else do you live?
Just outside of Stratford.
Okay, so outside of Stratford. So does Stratford have a community page?
Stratford does, but I sell out of Woodstock, so Woodstock has a community page.
And Woodstock's got a community page. Great. Do you post in the Woodstock community page?
I don't.
Okay. Well, that's one way that maybe you can have an engagement and become an active member of contributing. The more that you can contribute, the more that you can like other people's links, right? Comment on other people. Hey, you know what, Sally? That was wonderful. Really nice area. I never thought about that. I'm going to go check it out, right? You now have this engagement that can happen. And she might reply back saying, hey, you know what? Thanks so much, because people like to have those types of things.
Right.
You post it out, someone comments back, those types of things. And that's another thing. If you if you send the Facebook page administrator a message, you comment on one of theirs saying, a private message saying, hey, I really like your page, you know, I want to support, how can I support your page, right? Oh, well, just go ahead and make comments, and hey, you're free to post any of the links that you have that you may think other people would like, right? And so, and typically people want to do that because the more content you have, the more engagement you have, the more people use the site, more people like it, and it just grows and grows and grows. Online community. So there's a guy in Orangeville who's got the Orangeville site. He's got like 5,000 people. So he said to me, he saw what I was doing, and he goes, you know what? Post in there anytime, every single day that you do a post it out into mine as well. So, and then people will see that, and then they'll go, oh, well, that's cool, I'm going to go over there and click on that right thing. And now we're connected that way.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of different connections. But again, you have to be, if you know Gary Vaynerchuk, he always talks about like a book called Crush It. I don't know if you, anyone know about it? Gary? He's kind of taken, he was a wine library TV host. You know, he started up this online business, so to speak, you know, just reviewing wines. And he would always go to all these other wine connoisseur sites and comment on the blogs and work that way. And then they started to find out about him, and then before you know it, he grew his audience. He ended up writing a book. Now he's got his own company. His dad's liquor stores or wine store is you know, $50 million a year, from $4 million. It just grows, right? It just all depends on how much you want to work and what's in your DNA, and that's what Gary talks about, right? Don't do something because someone else is doing it. Do it because you want to do it, and you want to add value to other people's lives. Any other questions?
Can I comment?
Yes.
This is not a quick fix.
No.
Right? Like, you always hear, well, if you do print marketing, it takes 12 to 18 months to see a result. Same thing, right? I've been doing it for 2 years now. I've been monetizing on it for about a year, but it takes a long time to get it going. But once the snowball starts rolling, it's hard to keep up. So it's well worth doing, trust me.
There's another thing. Don't do it and then think, you know what, I'm only going to try it for a month. It looks really awful. Because I know that Stratford page is dead. It's just a dead page. And there's many of them out there. So if you're gonna do something, start it and then finish it. Or sit back and decide how it is that you want to approach what it is that you want to do. And if there's questions, by all means, you know, just drop your card here and I can answer whatever questions that you have.
I was just going to ask, are you using an external mic in those videos or no?
No, that's just my iPhone goes right there and it works really well. Now, what you can what you can do is in iMovie you can enhance the volume. So if you're in an area like this and it may not be as loud as you want it to be, you could actually take the slider and enhance it, reduce the background noise, and then now it's louder. So I've done that on a couple of the videos that I've done just because some of the areas I was in was really, really loud. Like that waterfall, that was kind of overpowering. So
do you edit it first in iMovie before you?
Yep. I use iMovie, upload the video, and then I can go ahead, create my little project, and then figure out how it is that I want to do the video.
So iMovie, is that a program you have to purchase?
It's free. It's free with Mac.
Oh.
Now, if you don't have a Mac, there are other programs that you can use, and I forget the names. Anyone else can chime in?
CyberLink is
Yeah,
a good piece
I have one on my computer if you want to look. Cyber, yeah.
Because they all have different features for good work. I mean, they'll do different dynamics, and each one will have different ways of making a video pop up the page.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question for you. Who's blogging right now? Okay, hands again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 people.
Okay.
Not a lot out of the whole.
Who's video blogging right now?
Yeah, well, who's video blogging?
Who's emailing?
Actually, emailing with your blog is a really good strategy because you can send out short emails about two sentences long. Because people we don't like to read a lot do. We'll glance at something, if we want to read it, yes or no, to read it, that's fine. But you have a link to your blog, now your person's going to click on that and follow it to your blog post. And you were asking earlier, the long lady in front of me here about strategically kind of pushing that's one of the powerful ways to keep in touch with you. Once every 3 weeks, drop an email to something like this. Perfect. You're not selling. Blog is for information.
Are you overloaded?
Yes.
So, okay, so Martin had a good question here.
It's not as
And
complicated.
he says, you know, a lot of people, there's so information overload's coming at them. It's like ADD, right? What am I going to do? You got to make things short and sweet. Apple does this amazing in their products. Whenever Steve Jobs did a keynote speech, or now Tim Cook, on their presentations they have like just words like 16 billion downloads of their application from their app store or something like that. Or if they want to showcase one of their new stores, they have a picture of their new store. There's nothing else there. They keep it very, very, very simple, right? And then they talk to that. Okay? It's magical, it's powerful, it's amazing. They use these powerful words. So when you're going ahead and going to put together a video, you want to make it under 2 minutes. You want it to be short as possible. If you're going to do a blog post, you want to keep it under 300 characters, or words, or whatnot. You want to keep it short, to the point. You don't need to have verbal diarrhea, because if you're reading, you're going to lose people. So you need it to be engaging, fun, and it needs to be that if they read it, they'll actually keep coming back each time. So it's just got to be short. So all of mine are pretty much around the 300 and under. There are some that are a little bit longer, but usually the videos are nice and short.
Then you lose your keyword.
Exactly. So you want to make sure when you're typing in all your words that you use words that make sense, that's going to work with the optimization, and they usually are. They're really good, especially with WordPress. I mean, it's, you know, I don't have, you know, thousands of words in mine. Mine are short, and mine's all the top. So, any other questions, guys, before we kind of call it a day?
So if you wanted to start a blog, you go to someplace called WordPress.
Yeah, you can go to WordPress.
Paste it into your
Yeah, exactly. Well, because once you finish it out, all you're doing is you're just taking this one simple. If I can kind of get there. All you're doing is you're just taking this URL and you're just taking that and putting it in the link. It's no different than taking that and putting it on your personal Facebook page. You can do that too. But just be aware if you start doing that and you don't want other people to see it, before you post it out there, adjust your setting of where you're going to send it to. That's where the lists come into play, and that's new with Facebook.
So do you have an actual web page?
This is it right here.
So your blog is your web page. You don't have...
I do have another one. It's davidwaters.ca. And with davidwaters.ca, it's just a standard MCS web page, but I've kind of customized it a little bit. And I do have the 365 things to do, because it's a little widget. That's what these things are called. They're called widgets, and you can take that and I can embed that onto a website as well. And I got to call my web developer guy to do that.
Oh.
With blogs, it's all in around. You can do it yourself.
Okay.
Type of thing. And so yes, I do have. I also have another blog that I can contribute to as well. So there's different things that I do. I did the Ian Watt thing, you know, where he just pulls out his camera, he's in his car, he talks about, you know, real estate and whatever. I've done that as well. But then this came along, and I went, oh, I really like this. I'm going to do this for a while, and then I'll go back to my, you know, because I had a thing called Real Estate Wednesday. And every Wednesday, I would do a posting of, you know, under 2 minutes of, you know, something that happened. Just like Ian Watt. I've actually spoken to Ian and shared some ideas and whatnot. So he's an interesting character, and he's great at what he does. He's very opinionated. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. If you have any other questions.